Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. General Manager Nick Aldis just made the biggest trade of 2025 so far, as he has officially transferred a former World Heavyweight Champion to SmackDown. Not only this, but a blockbuster match was instantly set up. Backstage on SmackDown, Carmelo Hayes went up to Nick Aldis to question why he booked Kevin Owens versus Jimmy Uso for the main event when it was Hayes who was supposed to face Jimmy. The SmackDown GM mentioned his newest signing, and Hayes said he would show the new signing who ran things on SmackDown. Later on, it was revealed that the signing was none other than 42-year-old ex-world champion Damian Priest. This marks the end of his 4-year run on Monday Night Raw. Nick Aldis then set up Carmelo Hayes versus Damian Priest, a huge blockbuster match. It seems to be a great move to have Damian Priest on SmackDown. He went out on a high after defeating Finn Balor and fully ending his rivalry with the Judgment Day. While there were opponents for him on Raw on Netflix, SmackDown needs big names, and Priest, just like Braun Strowman, seems to be a perfect fit for the brand. Fans could see El Campeon again with a different piece of gold around his waist. In the midst of the electric crowd cheering on SmackDown's latest developments, a new face emerged in the WWE locker room, a man whose reputation as a former world champion preceded him. The moment was electric, filled with anticipation, as Nick Aldis made his highly anticipated arrival on the blue brand. Known for his leadership, strategic mind, and unrelenting charisma, Aldis had been given the monumental task of shaping the future of SmackDown, and he was ready to make a statement. For weeks, rumors had circulated about a potential new signing, but no one had predicted just how significant this signing would be. The arena erupted into cheers as Aldis made his way to the ring, a sharp suit with his signature British flair. He looked like a man with purpose, a man who had plans for this brand that no one would forget. The lights dimmed and the iconic sound of a familiar entrance theme filled the air. It wasn't just any wrestler. No, it was a former world champion, an athlete who had been absent from WWE for several years, but whose impact had never been forgotten. As the crowd erupted in astonishment, it was clear that SmackDown had just taken a turn for the extraordinary. Standing before them was none other than the 42-year-old former WWE World Champion, a force in the ring who had left an indelible mark on the business, the game himself, Triple H. The return of Triple H, shocking the WWE universe. The arena couldn't believe it. Fans leaped to their feet, not knowing how to react to the once-in-a-lifetime moment. After all, Triple H was a legend, a man who had transcended the business and built his own dynasty within WWE. Yet, here he was, stepping out from behind the scenes and into the spotlight once more. For many, it felt like time stood still, as the man who had been a cornerstone of WWE for decades was about to change the landscape of SmackDown. Aldis, standing tall in the center of the ring, nodded in acknowledgement as Triple H walked down the ramp. Their eyes locked, a mutual respect between two veterans who had each left their mark on the wrestling world. There was no need for words at first. The tension in the air was palpable, as the fans could feel the significance of this moment. Finally, Aldis spoke into the microphone, his voice steady and commanding. "You didn't think I'd just be signing anyone, did you?" Aldis said with a smirk. "No, I had something bigger in mind. And tonight, I'm proud to announce that the WWE Universe will witness the return of greatness, the return of a man who has done it all. The Game, the King of Kings, Triple H." The crowd roared, chanting his name. "I'm not here to tell you what you already know. No, I'm here to tell you what's next. The future of WWE starts now, and that future is with me and Triple H. And let me be clear, we're not just going to make waves. We're going to redefine this brand." Triple H raised his microphone, his voice low but filled with undeniable authority. "Aldis, I know what you're capable of. I've seen it firsthand. But let me tell you this, it's not just about what you can do, it's about who's next. It's about who can challenge me, who can step into the ring with me and truly call themselves a contender. And that's why I'm here. I'm not done. I'm not finished. The crowd exploded again, sensing where this was heading. Triple H wasn't just coming back for a nostalgia pop. No, he was back to prove something, to stake his claim as one of the top stars in the business, even at 42 years old. Aldis nodded, a mischievous grin on his face. I knew you'd say that. That's exactly why I've already taken the liberty of setting something up, Aldis said with a confident tone. The future of SmackDown will be forged in the heat of battle. And the first battle? It's going to be a blockbuster. Triple H, you will face someone who's just as hungry as you are. Someone who's been waiting for a moment like this. The crowd murmured, curious as to who could possibly be the man to face Triple H in his grand return. Aldis held up his hand, signaling the entrance music to be cued. The sound of heavy guitar riffs rang through the speakers, and the unmistakable image of Seth Rollins appeared on the screen. The fans erupted. Rollins had been on a meteoric rise for years, but this moment felt different. This was a new chapter for Rollins, a fresh challenge that would define his career. The tension was electric as Rollins walked down the ramp, a look of determination on his face. Rollins stepped into the ring, locking eyes with Triple H. The two men stood face to face, a generational clash in the making. Aldis watched from the background, a satisfied grin forming on his face as the fans continued to cheer and chant. The stakes couldn't have been higher. The blockbuster match, Triple H versus Seth Rollins. The match was officially set. Triple H would face Seth Rollins in a high-stakes showdown that would not only determine the future of SmackDown but would also echo through the entire WWE landscape. The feud was personal, a battle of generations and philosophies. Triple H, the veteran whose dominance had helped shape the Attitude Era and beyond, would now clash with Seth Rollins, the younger star who had revolutionized the business with his athleticism and innovative style. Fans knew that this would be a match for the ages, a battle between the old guard and the new. The build-up to this match would see Rollins taunting Triple H, pushing his buttons in an effort to get under his skin. Triple H, never one to back down, would counter with the intensity and fire that had made him a WWE legend. The entire SmackDown roster would be watching closely, knowing that whoever emerged victorious from this battle would likely be positioned at the top of the brand. In the weeks leading up to their clash, both men would engage in mind games, attempting to outsmart and outmatch each other at every turn. But when it finally came down to it, fans knew this wouldn't just be a match, it would be a war. As the day of the match approached, the buzz surrounding it grew louder. WWE fans from around the world knew that SmackDown was about to enter a new era, one led by two of the greatest performers in the history of the company. It was a new chapter that would be written in the history books, and fans were ready to witness the battle that would define a generation. The future is now. With Nick Aldis at the helm of SmackDown and Triple H set to face off against Seth Rollins, it was clear that the future of WWE was in good hands. A new wave of talent, passion, and determination was making its way to the forefront. The legacy of the past would collide with the ambitions of the present, and WWE would never be the same again. This was just the beginning, and fans everywhere were buzzing with excitement. The future of WWE had never looked brighter, and it was all unfolding in front of their eyes. The blockbuster match between Triple H and Seth Rollins would mark the start of a new era, one that fans would be talking about for years to come.